welcome to the channel. Al Thomas here with Mr. Bree Clemens, and we're down here south of the border, and we're back south of the border again. Yeah, it's a blessing to be a blessing, but whatever your dreams and goals and hopes and desires are, you can achieve those and attain those. I was talking to a friend the other day. He says, "Man, you talked about that a year or so ago. You already there?" Well, yeah. Well, why not? How many of us have our dreams come off our dream board and come into reality? And this is what's important about this channel. It's about network marketing, about real estate, and all things business. And today, Mr. Clemens and I are going to chit-chat a little bit. He was asking me a question, and we thought we'd shoot a quick little video about this. So,
absolutely. So you actually touched on it, kicking started. You was talking about dreams. So throughout the years, I've always heard about how you had 3 billionaire mentors, right? So that is a dream to a lot of people to even have a millionaire as a mentor, but 3 billionaires. And fortunately for me, I happen to know one, which is the topic of this conversation. And I want you to elaborate a little bit about this gentleman. He is, do I need to introduce him, or do you want to introduce him?
You go ahead and introduce him.
So he is our former president, Mr. Donald Trump. Yes, you heard it correctly. He is a mentor to my mentor, Mr. Al Thomas. So if you can, go ahead and tell us how that relationship began, and tell us a little bit about the things that you've done and learned from him, and if you've done any investments with him. So
yes, gosh, how did we meet? I got a phone call that when he was coming to Vegas about getting with him and viewing some of the stuff he's doing in investments and stuff. And we actually met at the Trump little building they had before they built the high-rise there in Vegas. And we met. I took a couple friends of mine with me. One of my buddies reminded me the other day. He said, "Man, remember that time you introduced us to Donald Trump?" And we came down to the little area that he was, little home they have on the property before they build, and we chit-chatted, and I took the Bentley down, and I had 2 friends of mine with me, and they were just blown away that they got a chance to meet him and his daughter and also his son. And from there, he invited us because I was in the project looking at buying a few of the units there, and I actually bought 2 of them. And he said, "Listen, I'm doing a little talk. You guys want to join us?" So we followed his limo over to the convention center. I was in my Bentley. We went in the back way and went up to the private, did the green room, sat there, and my buddy reminded me, "Man, I'm in a big old shrimp." And Donald Trump said, "I'm not going on stage, so I get my jacket pressed." I forgot all about this, but I did remember the time when he came out from backstage. People had paid $10,000, $15,000 to be there that weekend, and for him to talk maybe about 30, 40 minutes, it was amazing. And since we were back in the green room with them, they brought about 4 chairs out for us to sit in front of the front row people. So you can imagine how pissed off they were, spending 15 grand to sit on the front row, and we were in front of them, and they made a row for us to go sit on.
Right.
And we did well, and we did the conversation and start chatting and stuff. Matter of fact, I was featured in the real estate section of the Las Vegas Review-Journal back then. And matter of fact, here's a copy of the paper with Trump and I in it together, and it's talked about here in the article how I bought 2 units from him and wanted to be a little bit of a spokesman for the project. And actually when they broke ground, I was contacted again, went down and we got together, and here's at the breaking ground at the project, myself, and there's Chuck, his bodyguard at the time. And great time, great guy. Spent a lot of time chatting, and also opened me up to a lot of ideas and possibilities. And then what happened, there's another magazine, a magazine came out called Nevada Lifestyle Magazine. And here's the article right here. We did a 2-page spread on me buying a couple of units and being a spokesman for what was going on in that area at the time. And to learn a lot about business, learn a lot about entrepreneurship, learn a lot. So a lot of times, be careful what you pray for, but pray for the right things, folks. And through the controversy, what's going on now, it's like I say, time goes on. You learn a lot. I've learned a lot from him. Had the pleasure, of like none other. So I'm grateful. That's all I can say. I'm grateful. I know he's very controversial. It's amazing how people talk about somebody they don't even really know. You know, and how many of us talk about people we don't know and get to know them, they're not as bad as we thought they were. But people are people, and they're going to talk about people, place, and thing no matter what. So there's controversy around that. There's people that like him. There's people that don't like him. I've got people, when he hit office, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree, people calling me up. I mean, just, anyway. You know, it's not me. Hey, tell your friend to do this. Hey, tell your friend to do that. Hey, you know, people are just, let's say this, they try to be important in the wrong ways. You know, they really do. And they let their emotions run them more than anything, which is crazy. If they just stop and think and take a deep breath before they go crazy on something and they have to regret it later or apologize about it later. So folks, I was blessed to have it. I was blessed to learn from it. But then again, I learned. And a lot of people won't learn because they're turned off because of whatever. But there's always a yin and a yang. There's always something to learn. You can learn from something. You can learn something from anybody. A drunk, a wino, you can learn from what not to do. Not what to do, but what not to do. Would you agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So folks, I'm thankful and grateful that one of the 3 billionaires that I sat under, I learned something from all of them. Now, do I agree with all of them, everything that they do? No, absolutely not. But I take whatever I can get that's good and expound on that. And what I don't like, I just let it go, folks. I mean, there's a lot of things our parents told us we don't like. And there's a lot of things they told us that we do like. So here again, it's just being able to be receptive to learn. And think about it. What about being put in that position to be able to even hear to learn or in that presence, folks? So don't discount that. There's always something you can learn that's going to bless your family, bless your life.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So today we're here down south of the border again, and we just wanted to share it because I just reminded him, a friend of mine asked me about, man, remember we're back? I forgot all about the story. We're backstage having shrimp, and he took his coat off and wanted to get it pressed before he went on stage because his persona is everything, you know. His persona is everything.
Absolutely.
So we just wanted to have a quick chat with you guys today around the world and let you know, you know, a lot of times we think we know somebody. We don't know them. We don't know them. We hear what the media want us to hear. You know, we judge things by what the media, how they can twist a little something. And we've seen that before. I mean, how many of you out there broke a fingernail by the time I got around town, you broke your whole arm off? Because people want to feel important, like they know something you don't know. And they add to the story, whether it's right, wrong, or indifference, folks. But until you walk in that person's footsteps and their shoes, you really don't know. So unfortunately, we're in a society today that everybody is judging things without knowing the real facts.
Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yep.
And because of media these days, you can express it any way you want to.
Right.
You know, it's sad. It really is. Instead of getting busy what I could create for me and my family, what about that? What about that? What about being able to create something you can leave the country and spend some time with your friends somewhere else? What about that? Rather than trying to be important in the wrong way. You know, so roll your sleeves up, dig into what you're doing, make an impact, make you make an impact. You make an impact. That's what I'm saying. I know some of you are not gonna like what I just said there, but why don't you make an impact for your life and your family's life? And quit watching so much TV and so you know, over small stuff that doesn't even affect you one way or the other. But what are you learning and growing from? That's what I want to say.
All right, last thing.
Yes, sir.
Now, before you bought your first of 3 jets, did he have an influence on you wanting to get your own personal jet?
Oh, absolutely. 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 You know, I mean, gosh, you know, it's sad how people go through life and never expounding on their dreams. Hopefully, one day. I'm not going to mention a name, but I have a relative always talking about one day he's going to do this for his dad. One day he's going to do that for his dad. And you know what the crazy part is? Dad died. He never did it. Just talking and wishing and hope. Listen, folks, I can wish all day long, pray all day. I mean, don't get me wrong. Faith without works is dead. Yep. And yeah, I wanted one, and I figured, why not? My other mentors have them. Why not? I mean, think about it. Why not you? Well, I mean, it may not be a jet for you. Whatever your dreams and goals and desires are. Why not? And matter of fact, when are you going to do it and quit talking about it? So don't get mad at me. It's on you. I'm living my best life. You know, I'm living my best life. When are you going to start living your best life? So I just hope this gets you in the frame of mind. You may not like what I said, but it's on you. You're not going to change my life. I'm trying to help change your life. Why not you?
Why not you?
When is the time? It's About that time for you to do something, so we can talk about you. You know, I learned a long time ago. We had this guy, by the way, in my first direct selling company. His name was Jim Voight. And Jim Voight had a saying. I never came on convention stage, and he said at an Excel convention, the higher up the flagpole you go, the more your butt's exposed. And that's so true, and I thought about it. The more you become successful, the more people talk about you. You know why most people are not talking about you? Because you ain't done nothing to be talked about. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
So, but the little guy, and I want boom, boom, talk about everybody else. Why don't you get up there somewhere where you can lift yourself up and maybe help a lot of people? And guess what? We can talk. They'll start talking about you too, because people never talk about people way down here. Ain't that amazing? All the books are sold about people who did something to change the world. I've never seen a book yet for losers, by losers, only sold to losers. Because nobody wants what a loser does. So why don't you go out and set the world on fire and change, and you climb your own flagpole.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for taking time out today, sharing some knowledge with us. Is there anything else you want to say in closing before we jump off?
Yeah, I want to give you the Nike slogan, just do it.
Just do it. There you have it.
Hey, have a blessed day. Hit the like button, hit the comment button, because I know some of you will. And also share this with 3 or 4 people. Do that. And maybe you might help them, wake them up too. Take care, God bless, and I hope you hit some of your dreams and goals and desires this year. See you soon. Al Thomas and Mr. Bree Clemens, over and out.